Alright, welcome back everybody into another daily recap. It's still early, we still have a couple of hours before market close, but today was really too interesting to not make a recap. So this is an alert that I can happily remove, and as you can see, this is what happened on gold today. Starting from London session around here, we had a huge, so let me put the levels. We have a huge downtrend which peaked at 1835, where during still London session the price started to bounce, staying above the next PPL, ranging in this small area until New York Open. And when New York Open, we could here start to identify a bullish trend. As you can see, it's pretty easy. Price is making higher lows, and as you can see here, at after New York Stock Exchange open, we had a clear-cut idea of what was the trend. We were making higher highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher highs, and of course, as per my trade setup, we could have taken buy stops if you took here a few losses, because of course the price was very messy, very volatile. Still taking a buy stop above the price sensitivity area of the morning at the recent highs. A buy stop over here today would have been a really a home run, as you can see, and the price would have got like 60 pips in a few minutes, really in a couple of minutes. Of course, entering here with the match of the touch of the trend line and staying above would have been only possible with a buy limit over here. So you see that the price is still making higher highs and higher lows, and you think and you believe that the price will, and you want to bet that the price will bounce from here in a not so volatile fashion, because you place a buy limit there and you give like 15 pips. You can give it even more, and as you can see, even here, how price actually okay, sorry, that the price retraced. If you place here, anywhere here, you still had a little bit of drawdown when the price was making lower highs, but as you can see, touching the trend line, bouncing from the PPL, and making a very huge up move, which was completely due to volatility, because there was a report today, which was the consumer confidence, as you can see here, which came out at 4 p.m. European time, came out much better than previous, still worse than the prior. So we had this huge spike 15 minutes before, immediately corrected for another spike, but still, if you look at the overall, if you zoom out, you still see that we are in a bullish trend nonetheless. As you can see, you can connect whatever, but it's just the image that you need of, yes, we are still in a bullish trend, because to become a bearish trend, yes, this was very strong. Yes, you could have, after this movement, you could have entered here to take advantage of short scalps, but overall, when you're here, wait a second. Okay. When you're here, you are still able to zoom out. You should be able to zoom out and see that the price is still in an overall bearish trend. Of course, I'm not saying that you should enter here based on the trend line, based on this double bottom, even though it's too risky, but nothing is telling you not to place buy stop over here after seeing this rejection. So this is also the mistake that I make, trying to be the first one. So trying to be the first, try to catch this move, but you can have all the confirmation that you need to enter, because as you can see, price is still making higher lows. You wait for retracement, break and retest of the PSA, either with a buy stop above the PPL or with a buy limit at the PPL with the retest. And as you can see, price never went at below your entry. Yes, it bounced from 435. It made like almost 1 hour of this range, but there was no reason to be scared because the price was never coming to your entry. Maybe, of course, this is absolutely possible. You already took partials at 20-25 pips, and then you can, if your entry was like a few pips above, you could have got out at break even right after making new highs. So as you can see here, if you get out here at break even after taking partials, if you want to be the first, like I mistakenly do, you place a buy stop over here. But then, as you can see, high risk, high probability of being stopped out. And then you have the courage to enter here. Where do you have the courage to enter? Above next PPL is very risky as well. So wait for price to give you further confirmations, and possibly avoiding this entry, you can, or even taking a small loss, you see higher lows being printed, and then you can place a buy stop over here. Yes, is ranging, is not going into below your entry, never, and it goes to your TP again. You know that there is these previous highs that can be reached, and this is absolutely in range for your entry. You still have a lot of space. As you can see, it's almost perfect, 45 pips, absolutely perfect to get there. Yeah, the price is it's not easy, goes to 20 pips only after almost an hour, but yes, the trade idea was good. One other thing that I wanted to show you is that how today the price was very, very correlated between each of the pairs that I follow. And as you can see, what I'm going to show you is Bitcoin. This is gold and this is Bitcoin. Of course, Bitcoin is not always this correlated. Also now, Bitcoin has moved down, has had a little bearish move. But as you can see, today it was followed quite the same fashion, gold in a bullish trend, liquidity grab, very even stronger sell-off. As you can see, it broke. Now you have to see the as you can see, the blue line even broke the bullish trend, and after that started making higher lows, higher highs. And instead of like gold having a peak here, has a peak above. This whole movement going below and higher is just the volatility of Bitcoin, which is much higher than, of course, gold. As you can see, also trade gold today would be much easier. Kept a bullish trend from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. Bullish, bullish, bullish. If you see Bitcoin instead, was into a range the whole day, the whole London session, had a fake out, went here at New York Stock Exchange Open, huge sell-off. Now this is on gold, so it doesn't really matter. And then started printing higher lows and highs. But let's go on Bitcoin. We're going to see Bitcoin as last. Another thing was EurUsD today. It went bearish, following exactly the dollar path. And as you can see, even today, moved almost the same as gold. Of course, the movements are much less. This is even less volatile than gold. And the peaks were much different. The sell-off, but still the sell-off was still keeping the bullish trend follow the blue line, and the price started making higher highs and higher lows. As you can see here, we had this nice breakout. We had the retest and a double bottom here to give you, of course, it's not the same, giving you another push, bullish push after 7 p.m. European time. Let's go and see on the each pair. As you can see, this is euro dollar, went very bearish during all London session, starting with this pin bar. As you can see, that grabbed liquidity, went exactly at these previous highs, exactly, and started this bullish bearish trend, which gave us nice opportunities to trade short. As you can see, price stabilized and broke below the PPL and stayed below. This was a possible first entry, possibly getting stopped out, and a second entry, which would be still good. As you can see, an entry would give you like 30 pips, which is absolutely good on euro dollar. As you can see, impulsive move here, staying below the previous PSA, impulsive move, staying below the PPL, impulsive move. After that, as you can see, price reached these lows and started ranging. You don't have a direction because price is reacting at these highs. The only thing that you can start seeing is after at 4, you're already seeing how at 4 you're actually starting to see this reaction on gold, on euro dollar. At 4, exactly, you are in the same position. You don't know, there's no direction yet, but you start identifying that this pin bar at the opposite side of this of the morning started making higher lows. That candle body support, creating a wedge against this level, a triangle. And as you can see, price had a contraction, broke and retested this same market structure multiple times, and then broke on the upside. So here, if you are here and with, of course, your main bias is bullish, you can either have identify this PSA, and when you see that the price is going bullish over here, as you can see, would have give you a couple of fake outs here if you had it during New York very close, would have given a nice fake out. But as you can see, afterwards you place it above these previous wicks and it will get activated here, and it will go to your at least partials. So this is 24, but I give you like 20 pips, not even 17 pips right now with no drawdown, or like 20 pips exactly right now. Also gold is pushing up, Bitcoin up. There you go. So this, of course, on a currency pair is much less volatile. There is much less volatility. As you can see, Bitcoin was doing New York was ranging, and this one was the fake out that I was telling you. You place a buy stop over here and you get completely faked out, and you re-enter when you see that price is moving bullish. But as you can see, this pin, we have to get out at this strong pin bar. How strong is it is standing out at this PSA. I mean, this is almost certainly a short signal, and of course now we already know, even you see 15 pips is not even enough. with such a pair, and it goes very strongly bearish before grabbing liquidity at this PPL and then starting making his way up, because this is exactly the same time as that happened on gold. Gold did 80 pips, Bitcoin did like 50, but grabbed liquidity over here at this level, which was also a PSA on the hourly time frame, and started making higher lows one after the other. So that's why I say you don't have to be the first, you don't have to catch this trend, because this, of course, if you catch it and it's good, then it's absolutely gorgeous. If you catch it and it's a fake out, then you're getting stopped out. And if price is, imagine if you enter here, you start taking positions, it gets hard. It gets hard, especially against this volatility on Bitcoin, as you can see. That now reacted over here. Okay, you can see they are moving quite a bit. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. See you next time.